Hey guys, welcome back to Newswave. Now, some stuff happened last night, particularly one big announcement that you saw in the thumbnail, because after I ran the poll, pretty much right after this announcement, it won in landslide fashion, as I would assume it would. And that is, of course, that Monster Hunter was announced on the Switch. It was kind of out of nowhere, and there was a lot of people scrambling to figure out what was going on with this. We'll get to that a little later on in the show, though. Right now, let's just get started. So the first big piece of news has to do with 3DSs. In fact, a lot of them are being banned right now from their online service, mostly due to it being hacked, soft-modded, or running some kind of unsigned code and software in the past. Now, a lot of people started noticing this yesterday morning, that the 3DSs were not able to be played online in online competitive games like, maybe Mario Kart. And at that point, they started doing some research and found that if you had run some kind of modded software, whether it was soft-modded, Homebrew was on there, or had been on there, Nintendo's been able to tell, apparently, and issued like a massive ban. It affected all different types of 3DSs, whether it's a new 3DS, or an older one, or just a regular 3DS XL, or in all regions. Doesn't matter. Apparently, if you've had a modded or hacked system at some point in time, and it is that system, it is being banned from the internet. Now, apparently, that does not affect eShops. You can go on eShops still and surf it and buy stuff. That's not affected, just mostly logging on to servers and then playing against other people. Now, most users have gone so far as to just turn their Wi-Fi completely off, don't even chance it, and then wait until a fix is figured out over at GBA Temp. So if you're one of these people who are concerned that their system may be banned, turn your Wi-Fi off, head over to gbatemp.net. They're all trying to figure everything out, collecting tons of information, try to figure out what to do right now over on this forum. So go check it out if that's the case. Now, guys, the next bit of news is pretty funny. I didn't talk about this yesterday. I could have, but I had a feeling there's some information that could come out, because I could not believe that this was the case. That is that, of course, a popular Boy Scouts magazine, Boys Life, somehow, according to a lot of people, leaked information about Nintendo's E3 presentation. Now, what happened was, in the magazine, on one of the pages, just kind of going over E3 for Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, they happened to mention things like Animal Crossing and Pikmin being there for the Switch. And after some digging and some research, they happened to find that Boys Life was pretty much just speculating as to what could be there, not what was actually going to be there. And really, if you just think about it, how would Boys Life know what's going to be at Nintendo any more than any of us? They're not exactly a gaming, they're not a gaming site or a gaming magazine or anything. I mean, most big gaming websites have no idea what Nintendo has planned right now, otherwise they'd be saying it. Eurogamer was the only one that's at least been kind of in the know as a big gaming website / YouTube channel and everything, with Pokemon Stars. And then even besides that, other kind of freelancers have figured out things about, Mario and the Rabbids. I have no idea how Boys Life would know about this. I kind of saw that and kind of raised an eyebrow and was like, that doesn't make any sense. Appears not to. But it had people kind of scrambling and running around yesterday trying to figure out what was going on. Turns out it was just speculation. And the next bit of news, guys, is pretty awesome. This is for people like me who are big Halo fans of the past. Maybe not necessarily the newer Halo games. Maybe you didn't like Halo 5, but you liked Halo 1 or Halo 2 or even Halo 3. Apparently, there is a game that is in the works right now, a fan-made game, by the way, that they are trying to bring to everyone on the computer for a Halo 2/3 kind of fan-made game that's called Installation 01. This game has been in development for a little while now, but they've recently released a very big cinematic trailer that's kind of put them on the map a little bit now. This was released on their YouTube channel. It's been picked up by a lot of places, and now they're getting a lot of traction in terms of being noticed. But, of course, what comes with being noticed with these kind of games usually comes with cease and desist orders. But if you go on their site, apparently they have been operating very, very carefully under Microsoft's game content usage rights. According to them, everything they are doing is fair. The way they're doing this, apparently, is that every asset in the game, whether it's a character model or texture, is created by this team, by them, from scratch, or bought from the Unity store. So they're not using anything from Microsoft. However, there is still a very, very obvious likeness here, and I have a feeling Microsoft could still technically use that if they wanted to. However, no cease and desist has gone out yet, and this has been in development for a while now, so maybe we get lucky and there is no cease and desist. Now, as far as I can tell, there's still no release date. If you go to their download page, it just says soon, Installation 01 at the bottom. Apparently, they're building on Unity 5 engine, so it's going to run well on lower-end PCs, as well as if you have a nice PC, you can max it out, make it look really nice. Either way, I'm going to keep an eye on this, guys, and when it does come out, I will get it, download it, play it. It'll be a lot of fun. I'll do a video on it for you guys so you can check it out. And I'm very excited to kind of get back to the old school Halo that I know and love, rather than trying to get with the times with these new ones. I'm more of an old school Halo guy, so this is right up my alley. This next bit of news is a little interesting, kind of troubling, to be honest, because apparently Final Fantasy VII Remake, they're just now recruiting jobs for different things in the game. And this has been posted up pretty much everywhere at this point. People were picking this story up. I saw it at NeoGAF, saw Polygon was writing something on it, and it comes down to this. Apparently Final Fantasy VII Remake, they're hiring people now to help with what they call the development progress phase. And Mr. Nomura went ahead on record and said, reproducing the world of Final Fantasy VII in high definition requires an extraordinary amount of time and resources, so we'll need all the help we can get to shorten that. As those of you concerned with the industry may already know, the number of domestic staff is significantly lower compared to that of foreign high definition developers. Therefore, in order to further strengthen the development of this title, we must urgently recruit as much staff as possible. And now, of course, people are very concerned that this may turn into another game similar to Kingdom Hearts 3 that we just don't see for a long time, and that is concerning because everybody wants to see this game come out. I will say they did not do us any favors by showing us the big teaser last year where we saw it and we were like, man, this game looks amazing, I want it. It looks like at this point they are hiring out still either to speed up process here, like the entire game building process. That may be the case, or maybe they ran into some issues, some snags in programming and stuff. They need to bring in some outside sources. I hope this is just to get it done faster. Bring in more people working, equal more, get stuff done faster. I hope that's the case. I hope this is not a simple thing of we need to now start developing this part of the world, so we got to bring someone in, then we'll develop this part of the world, bring somebody in. It just don't turn it into Kingdom Hearts 3. I'd like to see it out by, at this point, realistically, 2019 at the latest, hopefully. We'll see, guys. I hope this isn't them saying, hey, give us 4 more years and we'll get it out there. And guys, here we go. This is the big news of the day, the one that everybody saw last night pop up on Twitter, pop up everywhere. Everybody started reporting it. Monster Hunter Double Cross is coming to the Switch. And this pretty much was randomly posted over on Capcom's website. Out of nowhere, boom, there it is. Monster Hunter Switch. Let's go. That was it. And then people picked it up. I put it out on Twitter, and all of a sudden my phone starts going crazy because people were like, this is happening, Monster Hunter. Yeah, this is one of the big ones, guys, that we were talking about that the Switch needs. It needs a Monster Hunter game that was going to put it over the top. So there you go. Now people in Japan are going to go nuts over this thing. People over here will go nuts. And then at this point, guys, the big one we need next to Monster Hunter going into the holidays is Pokemon. If they can get something like Pokemon Stars, Monster Hunter Double Cross out there for the holiday season, you're not going to find a Switch anywhere. Now, there's still a lot of stuff we don't know. Really anything? Is this a straight port? That's a big question a lot of people have. I assume it's not a straight port because they would probably use things like high definition assets because, of course, the Switch can put out a 1080p image for games, so why use the 3DS sprites that are super low definition? They're set up for 240p. You're going to have to multiply that by quite a bit to get 1080p. I assume they use high definition sprites, I've talked about this before, and then lower them in scale for the 3DS, and then that's how they get as much detail as they can out of it. Pokemon was the same way. Sun and Moon have all Pokemon character models, everything in high definition sprites, and then they were lowered for the 3DS. So this tells me Monster Hunter is ready to go just about. Maybe they're going to port it over if it's Double Cross, and we could see it holiday season this year. It could be soon. The big question, of course, is when do they localize it? However, how much does that really matter as long as they include an English port? Because, guys, we can play this. It's region free. So that's what it's going to come down to. Do we have an English option day one in Japan? If so, there you go. We're all going to import it. It'll sell out on Play Asia like crazy. Amazon Japan will get hit hard, and we'll be playing it the same day. How will servers react? That's the other question, because maybe they only have servers set up in Japan, and we would try to connect to those, and the lag would be not fun, but we would still at least be able to play it to an extent, obviously offline and everything, and it would be a great time. I hope it gets localized, maybe even alongside the 3DS version. Maybe they just release both over here, and you could pick whichever one you want. And realistically, they probably won't hurt each other sales-wise, because even at that time, there will still be plenty of 3DSs out there. I mean, you could pretty much walk into the store, get a 3DS now, but not so much with the Switch. I mean, the Switch is going to be hard to get leading up to Christmas time, especially if Monster Hunter makes this release window in holiday season with Mario Odyssey right next to it, and maybe Xenoblade sticking this year, even though they keep saying this year, maybe it gets pushed to next year. With the inclusion of Monster Hunter this year, Xenoblade can definitely wait to 2018. But there's a lot of stuff happening now. It's interesting to have this announcement, but they do have like the Monster Hunter Championships, World Championships going on right now, so that makes sense. And that's apparently when we're going to get more information, this Saturday. So tomorrow, Japan time, we will get more information, which I think is tonight, our time, 12 o'clock Japanese time over in Japan, noon, I think is sometime tonight. So I will follow up with that, guys. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, because I will tweet out if I can watch the live stream, if they live stream it, and I'll stream it and we can watch it if it's tonight. But big move here by Capcom and Nintendo collectively. There you go. That's one of the big ones we wanted, guys, for the Switch. That's one of the ones going to let it compete with the Xbox One and the PS4 straight up, because they don't have Monster Hunter, right? There you go. That's all it needed, was a big game like this going into holiday season with Mario Odyssey. Give us Pokemon, and that's it. That's it for Newswave today, guys. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. All of that good stuff. Let me know what you think about anything we talked about today, whether it is the big Monster Hunter reveal. I think that's what most people want to talk about right now, so feel free. Go crazy down there. I'm sure most people are going to be trying to figure out, speculation-wise, at least until tonight, maybe we see gameplay video. That'd be cool. At least till tonight, as to what this is. Straight up port, like a spin-off of it, we don't know yet. But I can tell you, I'm very excited. I would also like to see a release date sometime in 2017 for it. I think that would be massive. Let me know what you think also about the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and if we will ever see it at this point, considering they are still hiring people for the process. That's it for now, guys. I will see you next time.